Hey there! So your Ford is throwing a P072D error code and you're trying to figure out what's going on? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into what's happening and how you can get your car running smoothly again.
All right, so you see that dreaded check engine light pop on. You grab your scanner, plug it in, and bam, P072D. And I'm willing to bet you've noticed your car is just not shifting right. It's super frustrating, and it can feel like a total mystery. And we're not talking about a minor little glitch here. When this particular code gets triggered, your car's computer basically goes into a safe mode to protect the transmission. And what does that mean for you? Well, you've completely lost reverse, you've lost fourth gear, and you've lost sixth. Yeah, that is a serious problem that you need to solve, and fast. So what is this code actually telling us? To put it simply, there's a specific part deep inside your transmission called shift drum 2, and right now, it's stuck. It's literally trying to move out of second gear, but something is physically stopping it. The car's computer sees this failure, knows it's a big deal, and boom, it triggers that P072D code. Now here's the really tricky part. The code tells you what happened. The drum is stuck. But it doesn't tell you why. That part is on us to figure out. So let's put on our detective hats and start investigating the real culprit behind this code. And our investigation is going to focus on four main possibilities. That's right, this one single error code could be caused by one of four totally different issues. It's time to line up the usual suspects. So, what are we looking at? It could be a straight-up mechanical fault with the drum itself, or maybe it's the motor that's supposed to be moving it. Then, of course, you have your electrical gremlins, a bad wire, or a faulty connection. And last but not least, it might not even be the drum's fault at all. It could be that clutch number 2 is jammed up. Okay, so we know who our suspects are, but listen, this next part is the most important thing. You have to match the right solution to the actual problem. Just throwing new parts at it is a great way to waste time, waste money, and maybe even cause more damage. So let's connect the dots between each cause and its specific fix.
First up, the mechanical fault. This one is pretty straightforward. I mean, the shift drum is a physical part, right? It has to move to engage the gears. Over thousands of miles, it can get worn down, chipped, or even develop cracks. If that happens, it's just physically unable to move the way it's supposed to. The fix? You have to get your eyes on it, check it for damage, and if it's busted, you replace it.
Suspect number 2 is a motor fault. The shift drum doesn't just move on its own. There's a small electric motor that's responsible for rotating it into position. If that motor is failing or is just completely burned out, the drum has no power to move. In this scenario, the drum itself could be in perfect condition, but the motor is the real problem, and that's the part that needs to be replaced. And now for the really sneaky one, an electrical fault. That motor needs electricity to work, obviously, but if there's a bad connection, a frayed wire, or a break somewhere in the circuit, the go signal never actually reaches the motor. This one can sometimes be a real pain to diagnose, but it means you've got to carefully inspect all the related wiring and make sure you've got a solid, clean connection. And our final suspect? Clutch number 2 is stuck. Now this is a classic case of a domino effect. If some debris or a mechanical blockage is jamming up the clutch, it creates a physical roadblock. That roadblock then prevents the shift drum from being able to rotate. So even if the drum, the motor, and the wiring are all perfectly fine, a stuck clutch will still trigger this exact same code.
Okay, so we've met all four suspects and we know the right fix for each one. Now, let's put all this information together into a clear, actionable game plan so you can tackle this problem the right way.
Here is your diagnostic process, plain and simple. Step 1, you've already done it. You've identified that P072D code. Step 2 is the real work. You have to systematically investigate those four potential causes we just talked about. Then comes step 3, apply the correct solution for the cause you found. This leads directly to the most important goal, step 4, avoiding any costly or unnecessary damage to your transmission. So if you only take one single thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. Do not start replacing parts until you have a clear diagnosis. Replacing a perfectly good shift motor won't do a thing if the real problem is a frayed wire. You have to understand the root cause. It is everything. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The source material drives this point home with a final warning, and I'm quoting here. Make sure to always use the right solutions for the Ford code P072D to avoid any unnecessary damage to your vehicle. This isn't just about saving a few bucks on parts. It's about protecting the long-term health of your entire transmission.
And that brings us to the end. You now have a clear roadmap for tackling the P072D code. You know the 4 potential culprits: the mechanical fault, the motor, the wiring, and the clutch. So the only real question left is, which one is causing the problem in your vehicle?